We're going to just start by just taking a couple of deep breaths in and out, pressing the arms strongly into the mat. Just taking a deep breath in, and then breath out. And again, breath in, and then breath out. And then pressing the arms strongly into the mat. You're going to tip the hips towards you and start peeling all the way up, vertebrae by vertebrae. Really lengthen out through the front of the knees. Keep the eyes on the ceiling and keep the arms pressing down. Lengthening out through the front of the knees, pressing through the heels, pressing through the backs of the arms and the shoulders. Start to drop down through your breastbone and roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way back down into the mat. It's a really lovely stretch. Just warm up the spine and just getting it moving. Tip through the hips, roll all the way up. Lifting the hips up at the top. Keep the length out through the front of the knees. Keep the arms pressing strongly into the mat so you get to work the backs of the arms as well. And roll all the way down. Watch that the knees don't fall out to the side. Keep them in parallel. Roll all the way up. This time reach the arms up and back to take a little bit of a deeper stretch. Think fingertips to knees, lengthening through that spine. And roll all the way down. Vertebrae by vertebrae. Arms down by your side. We're going to do 2 more of these. Tip the hips towards you, roll it up. You should really feel your spine open up. Reaching the hands back, reaching through the fingertips, soften and roll all the way down. And then arms down, last one. Tip the hips towards you, roll up through the spine. And then reaching the arms back, taking a lovely big stretch through that spine. Think fingertips to knees, pushing down through the feet, opening up through the front of the hips. And then roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way down. Bring your left knee into the chest and just hug it in and extend that leg up to the ceiling. If you can get your legs straight, great. If you can't, don't worry, keep it slightly bent. You're going to curl up, look into the belly and bring your hand towards your ankle. Take a lovely big stretch there. Press the foot away to lift your body up and then bring your body back down to the mat, taking a deeper stretch there. And again, chin to the chest, press the leg away, lifting the body away from the mat. And then bring yourself down towards the mat, taking a lovely deep stretch. And again, chin to the chest, curl up, pressing away. This time extend the other leg out, reaching it away, press it strongly into the floor to lift you up a little bit higher. And then bring yourself down. Each time you come back down to the mat, we're getting a little bit deeper. Inhale, curl up. And then exhale, push it away. Inhale, hold it there. And then exhale, bring it down to the mat to take a lovely big stretch. Holding it there, taking a deep stretch, reaching out through both heels, away from one another. And then bend the knee, hug it in, pull it into the chest, open through the front of the hip. And then switch it over. Bring the other knee into the chest, hold onto the back of the leg and reach it up. You might find that one's a little bit tighter than the other. That's not a problem, just take a breath in and breath out and really try and breathe into the stretch. So you're going to press the leg away as you curl up towards the leg. And then you're going to bring the leg back towards you, towards the mat. Each time you come back, your bum's going to want to lift up. So keep that bum pressing down into the mat if you can. Keep that bum pressing down and you'll feel a deeper stretch. If you need to bring your hands back to the back of the knee, that's absolutely fine as well. And then curl up, press out through the leg. And then bring it back down. Taking a lovely deep stretch. And again, chin to the chest. Press it away and then come back down. And then inhale, curl it up, pressing it away. And then exhale, bring it all the way down. Keeping that bum down on the mat, keeping that big stretch. Straighten that left leg or whichever leg is out and curl up one more time. And then bring it all the way down to the mat, get a little bit deeper. Try and let the head rest if you can. And then bend the knee in. Bring both knees in and rock yourself up into a seated position. Straighten the legs out in front. Now you want to try and have your feet about mat width apart. If you don't have a mat, they're sort of just a little bit wider than your hips. Keep the arms over the legs and sit up as tall as you can. Inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, bring the chin to the chest and dive the forehead forward, taking a lovely big stretch through the spine. And then inhale, exhale, and come all the way up. Now, from here, you really want to keep the lift through the spine. Keeping that lift will help you lift up and over rather than just sinking into your lower back. So keep the reach as you dive the forehead forward, Take a lovely big stretch here. If you can grab hold of your feet, grab hold of your feet. If you can get to your ankles, grab your ankles wherever you are. Hold on to what you can. And then bend the elbows out to the sides to get a deep stretch through that spine. And then press the heels away, pull the stomach in and up, and lift the stomach up to get a lovely stretch. And then pull your body close towards your thighs. Pull the stomach in, press out through the heels and lift it up. And again, dive your body forward. And then pull the stomach back, take a lovely big stretch. And again, dive your forward. And then press out, take a lovely big stretch. One more. Diving it forward, getting closer and closer to the mat each time, waking up that body, and then roll all the way up. And that should feel really, really lovely and open now through your spine. Keep your legs apart and bring your hands behind your head. Bring one hand on top of the other because it encourages the elbows to stay wide and connect the shoulders onto your back. Keep that same lift through the spine. You're going to inhale, and then as you exhale, keep the elbows wide as you twist to one side. And then inhale, sit tall. Elbows wide, exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, twist. Now really think about the elbows pulling apart from one another and keep pushing the head back into the hands because then that gets the rotation through the spine rather than just allowing the shoulders to move. So we really get that lovely, juicy spine twist that we never really get when we're going about our daily lives. Keep the lift and then twist. Now this time, as you come back to the side that you first started with, you bring one hand onto the outside part of the leg and the other hand behind. Keep that and lift up through the spine. Press through the back hand, press through the front hand and take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, rotate a little bit more. Now watch your feet don't slide. Keep those feet even, keep reaching out through both heels. And again, lift tall. And then exhale, rotate a little bit more, press into the hand. And then one more for fun. Inhale. And then exhale. And then come back into center. Lift tall. And then twist to the other side. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. So front hand comes onto the outside part of the knee, back hand onto the mat, use the fingertips. And remember, we're trying not to sink, so really lift through that spine, draw your abs in. Inhale to lift tall. Exhale, reach out through the heels. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale. Watch as you do that, those feet don't want to start to move. Last time, inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, push through the front of that hand. Twist, reach, lift tall, and then come back into center. Glue the legs together and keep the legs glued together. Now, if you find it hard with your legs out at any point, it starts to kick into your hips, just bend your knees slightly. We're still trying to move the spine and open up the chest. So if you can, legs together and straight, if not, slightly bent. Bring your hands and interlace the fingers behind you. Lift up tall and dive the forehead down towards your knees. Now reach out through those hands and push the hands up to the ceiling. Push the hands up and lift up through the spine. Really think about pushing those hands up, lifting your belly, and then reach your hands in front and take a lovely deep stretch. If you can get towards your legs, that's where we're trying to go. And then roll all the way up. And again, interlace the fingers. As you interlace the fingers, use the hands to reach back to dive you forward. So it's not just a drop. You're really reaching, opening up the chest, diving it forward, really lifting up through those hands, push up through the hands, push up. You might find that your back starts to open a little bit more. That's what we're trying to go for. And then reach forward and take a lovely big stretch at the bottom. And then come back up. And again, one more time. Interlace the fingers behind. Reach the hands back, reach out through the hands, reach out, pull the abs in and up, dive the forehead forward, really lift up through that stomach, lift up through the hands, make sure the toes are pulled back towards you, lift, and then reach forward and take a lovely deep stretch. Roll yourself all the way up, getting warm, just stretching. Now keep the lift, and then you're going to place the hands by your hips and use that to roll the shoulders onto your back. So press the hands strongly into the mat and lift the chest and roll it onto the back.
Now dive the forehead forward so you get a lovely big stretch through the neck. And then as you dive the forehead forward, start to roll down through the spine. As you roll down through the spine, slide your hands out as far as you can. Now from here, if you grab hold of your feet and get an extra little deep stretch, great. If not, keep reaching through your fingertips. Now we don't want to be rolling back up through the spine. You want to reach further forward, like an airplane taking off. You want to go forward and up, forward and up. Get the back of the legs, keep the legs hugging together. Get the back of the legs reaching out through the fingertips, lengthening out, reach out, tall through the crown of the head. Lift, lift through the fingertips, lift through the fingertips, lift through the fingertips, and then open out to the side. And again, hands onto the mat. Roll the shoulders onto your back. Dive the forehead down towards your knees. Really press down through those hands to give you that extra lift through the spine, so you're not just compressing it. And then as you dive it forward, slide the hands all the way out and away. Get a little bit deeper, reach a little bit further, pull back through those toes, reach out and away. Think about the bum shooting back behind you as you pull your abs in. Keep your legs together, reach out through the fingertips, lengthen, 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 lift all the way up and circle the arms round. One more time. And again, place the hands down by your hips. Round the back, look into the belly, roll through the spine, open up that chest, open up the shoulders, reach through the fingertips, get a little bit deeper, see if you can get a little bit deeper, now you're a little bit warmer, reach through the fingertips, go forward, see if you can get even further than last time, reach further forward, further forward, further forward, the back starts to flatten out, you get that lovely long line, reach to the ceiling, and then open all the way out to the side. Okay, turn around, or you can stay where you are. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. Now from here, you want to interlock your fingers. We want to interlock the fingers and pull the thumbs apart so you can get a really nice connection into your back. From there, lift the hands up to the ceiling. So you've got a little bird shape just above your head. And then you're going to pull the elbows apart by pulling the thumbs. So pull the thumbs apart. Lift the shoulders, root them down your back. Lift tall, draw your abs in. Keep the thumbs pulling apart as you start to lift your hands up towards the ceiling. And then pull the thumbs apart as you come back down. And again, pull the shoulder blades down. Now you want to imagine that you're in between two panes of glass. Okay, we don't want the shoulders to be lifting up ideally, and we want to stay as flat as you can. So actually I'm going to turn around onto my side in case anyone needs that little visual as well. So you're completely flat on your side, pull the elbows out to the side, pull the thumbs apart, pull the shoulder blades down your back to lift back up. And again, pull the elbows out to the side, pull the shoulder blades down your back and come back up. This should be burning right in between your shoulder blades. It's a really great exercise to open up that chest. And again, up you go. And then down. We're going to do 2 more of these. And then up. And then down. One more time. Keep those elbows pulling back as much as you can. Up. And then down. And then bring your arms down by your side. Just give your neck a little twist. And then roll the shoulders onto your back. Extend your legs. I'm going to flip over onto our fronts. Lovely extension here. So keep your forehead on your hands. And rest your forehead on your hands. Get the length out through your legs. So your legs should be feeling really long now from all the stretching that we've done. You keep your forehead on your hands and roll the shoulders onto your back. Lengthen out through the toes so you open up the lower back and lightly press the pubic bone into the mat. Lift the head and the hands up off the mat and then lower back down. And again, inhale, lift and hold. Keep the legs glued together. Don't let the legs come apart. Keep the feet on the floor. And then exhale down. And again, inhale up. Exhale down. Keep the knees hugging together. Inhale up. Exhale down. 2 more. Inhale up. Exhale down. Keep those legs, knees hugging together. 1 more time. Inhale up. And then exhale down. Bring your hands out in front. So you've got a little diamond shape just above your forehead. Keep that forehead on the mat and keep the elbows out to the side. Roll the shoulders onto the back. Lift the belly, reach out through the legs and glue the legs together. Press down through the elbows, press down through the hands and lengthen and lift and lengthen away. So it's not about pitching back and going into your lower back. It's about how far away can you pull your ears off your spine, off your head, and then come all the way back down. That should feel really lovely across the front of the chest. And again, keep the legs glued together. Roll the shoulders onto your back. Press through the elbows, press through the hands. Think ears pulling away from your body, lifting the chest, lifting the chest. As you lift a little bit more, your palms can turn forward and you can lift up a little bit higher. Make sure you're not pinching in your lower back, don't go as high. And then bring your hands back into the triangle, elbows out to the side. Watch the knees haven't come apart. And again, lengthen long. Press through the elbows, press through the hands. Turn the palms to face forward. Turn the fingertips to face forward. Add a little extra stretch. Reach out through the toes. Pull the abs in. Reach out. Hug the knees together. Open up through the front of the collarbones. And then rest all the way down. And just bring yourself back onto your heels for a lovely child's pose. And just open up that lower back. Just taking a breath in and breath out. And breath in and breath out. One more time. Breath in. And breath out. And then bring yourself back onto your front. Forehead onto your hand. And reach behind and grab hold of your foot. Keeping your forehead on your hand. You're going to push your foot into your hand and lengthen out. Pubic bone lightly pressing into the mat and pushing your foot away. So that should give a lovely big stretch through the front of the hips. Relaxing the shoulders. Pubic bone pressing into the mat, a little bit like the shoulder bridge that we did at the very beginning. Think about lengthening out through the front of the knee and then ease it off, relax the body. And again, pubic bone pressing into the mat, lengthen out through the front of the knee. Press the foot away, open the front of the hips. Take that lovely big stretch and then resting it down. Switch over to the other side, other hand underneath the forehead. Push the forehead into the hand. You might find you're a little bit tighter on one side than the other. Just be aware of that and then try and get a little bit deeper into that stretch. Press the foot into the hand back into the foot, and press the pubic bone lightly into the mat to open through the front of the hips, and then easing it off. And again, pubic bone pressing away, lengthening out, pressing through the foot, opening the front of the hips, and then resting it down. Keep your forehead on your hands and lengthen out through the legs. You should be feeling really lovely and open now through the front of the hips. Lengthen out through the legs and start to flutter the legs. Start to flutter the legs, lifting them up off the mat. Flutter, 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 flutter. Good. Think about the pubic bone pressing into the mat. Lengthen out through those toes. You've got 5. Pull the abs in. 4, 3, 2, 1, and then resting it down. And then just do a quick child's pose to open up that back. Take your breath in and breath out. And breath in and breath out. And then bring yourself up and lying on your side. Lying on your side, you're going to put your head on your hand, or if that's not comfortable, you can rest your head down on your arm, whichever is more comfy. And you're going to lengthen out through the legs. Carrying on with the idea of lengthening through the spine, we're going to reach out through the heel and lift it up. And then bring it back down. Now, if you need a bit of support, you press your hand into the mat in front of you as you lift and lower that leg. Keep lengthening out through the crown of the head and keep the elbow back. Keep the eyes forward and try not to look down at your feet. Lifting and lowering. Now, yes, this is lengthening through the spine and we're getting that lovely length through the waist and also trying to think about the waist lifting up from the mat. But at the same time, we're also adding a little bit of work into the glutes. Lift and lower. I'm going to 4 more. 3 more. Get longer. 2 more. Last one. And then lift the leg. Keep pushing the bottom heel down. Little circles. Little circles. Get longer and longer through that leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, change direction, get longer, reach through the heel. Now, if you're not feeling the glutes, just soften your knee ever so slightly and it will then connect into your glutes a little bit more. Keep the leg long, but keep it soft. 3 more, 2 more, last one, and then resting it down. Lengthen out through the top leg, reach it away. Lengthen out through the bottom leg and lift it up to meet it. Use this hand to give you the stability. Now you're going to lower and lift the bottom leg. Now we want to think of that kneecap turning up to the ceiling so you feel your inside thighs. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. You've got 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Keep the legs lifted. Keep the legs lifted, little pulses. 5. Get higher and higher if you can. 4. Get a little secret sideways workout as well. 3. 2. Last one. Keep them lifted. Nearly there. And then resting it down. Whilst we're lying on our side, might as well add a few little glute exercises in. So keep your knees in line with the front of the hips and the ankle bones in line with the front of the knees. And stick your bum up, out behind you, and lift the top leg up and then lower. Now, your leg's going to want to pull back, so you've got to keep that knee reaching forward as you lift up and then lower. And the same, you've got to lift from your knee and your ankle and make sure they're staying flat. Just keeping an eye on mine, making sure they're doing what they need to be doing. Keep pushing the bottom foot down. You've got 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Last one, keep the leg lifted. Drop the knee down, and then the heel, and then the knee, and then the heel. You got 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, keep the bum pressing back, last one, and then resting it down. Bring yourself in and swing around to the other side. Find the length through the spine and push your head back into your hands. Get that length through the body and reach out through the heel. Lengthen it away and lift the top leg up and then lower. And lift the top leg up and then lower. Each time you lift, you want to think about that leg reaching further and further away. The idea that it thinks about going over the bottom leg and further away from the bottom leg. Lift and lower. Make sure you're really pushing your head back into your hands and lengthening out through that spine. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. Keep it lifted. Lengthen away. Little circles. Little circles. 5 more. 4. 3. 2. Keep pushing the bottom heel down and change direction. Get longer and longer. Longer and longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then lengthen it down. Reach out through that top leg. Push through the hand. Lift it up. Lengthen it away. And lift it up to meet it. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. Now make sure that bottom knee is lifting up to the ceiling. You've got 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2. Last one, lift it up. Glue both the legs together. Get longer and higher. Use the exhale to lift. 5, 4, get longer. 3, inside thighs glued together. 2, 1, and then resting it down. Bring the knees in front of the hips. Shins parallel. Stick the bum out behind you. Lift that top leg up so it's parallel. Make sure the ankle does not come higher than the knee. You're going to lower it down and lift. Lift from the knee. Keep pushing the bottom foot strongly into the mat. Lift and lower. Got 5 more. Keep the knee reaching forward. 4. Keep the eyes looking forward. 3, 2. Last one. Keep it lifted. Knee tap, heel tap, knee tap, heel tap. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, and then resting it all the way down. Bring yourself up into a seated position. This is one of my favorite exercises to stretch. It's called the mermaid. It's a really lovely one to really just open up through the spine. It just feels so delicious. So pull your legs in tightly to your body and keep hold of your shins. If you find it quite hard to sit up in this position, you can split your legs and be a little bit more comfortable here. But try if you can to keep your shins tightly into your body. Keep hold of your shins and lift the other arm up to the ceiling. Keep the lift through the spine. Now, keeping that lift through the spine, you're going to come up and over. Yes, we're going over, but our goal is actually to go up first. So keep the arm glued to your ear. Lift through the spine. Inhale, sit tall. And then exhale, lift up, almost like you're drawing half a rainbow over to the side. And take a lovely big stretch here. And you should feel it all the way down your waist And as you pull onto your shins, root the shoulder onto your back and lengthen it a little bit further away. And then come back up into center. And again, straight arm, lift tall. Lift tall to go up and over. Take that lovely big stretch. And then come back up. Keep that arm as straight as you can. Sometimes the feeling goes, so just shake your hand if you need to. And again, lift and go over. Lift, 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 lift. Get a little bit deeper. Pull through the shins. Root the shoulders onto your back. Get a little bit deeper as you reach through the fingertips. Straighten that arm. Oh, mine didn't. And then come back up. And then you're going to place the forearm down on the mat on the other side. As you place it down, lift the arm up and over and take a counter stretch. Now see here, I'm just sinking into my shoulders. So really push down through the forearm to lift up and then add that extra stretch. So you're getting a stretch from here and you're getting a stretch through the fingertips. Just taking a breath in and then breath out. Got a lovely scent of the candle this then. Breathe in and then out. I can smell that all day. And one more time. Inhale. Exhale. And then bring yourself up. Bring yourself up. We're going to get a little bit deeper now into it. So lift up tall. Lift up tall and go over. And that should feel so much easier. That should feel really open. Get a little bit deeper. But now you can maybe feel it a little bit deeper down the back. Maybe even into your hips, depending on how tight you're feeling. Really push this top hip where your hand is down towards the mat to get a deeper stretch. And then lifting it back up. Lift tall. And then reach up and over, get that little deeper stretch. And then back up. Now this time you're going to go up and over and wrap your hand around your head. And then you're going to bring your elbow down towards your toes, pulling your belly in. And then bring it back up, open up to the ceiling. It's quite hard. And again, bring it down towards your toes, trying to get that little pretzel feeling. And then back up, open up. And again, bring it down. And then bring it up. One more time. Oh, that's so nice actually when you can open it. Really eases off after you do a couple. And then open up to the ceiling, look up into the ceiling, get that deeper stretch, and then bring yourself up. Oh, quite intense. Switch around to the other side. I'm feeling really, really stretched down through my spine and my waist. So pull your shins in tightly. Again, one side is a little bit tighter for me, it might be for you. So if you feel like you're a little bit wobbly, just bring your feet out a little bit more just to start with, just to get yourself trying to anchor down. Reach the arm up to the ceiling and take a lovely lift through the spine. Glue the arm to the ear, lift up and go over. Pulling your body in tight. Watch the head doesn't come forward if you can. Try and keep the head up and looking forward, taking that lovely big stretch. And then come back up to the ceiling. Inhale, lift tall through the spine. And then exhale, reach it over. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, reach it over. Or you should get a little bit deeper. Oh, that's nice. Really make sure you're pulling through those shins. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, go over. And then bring yourself up. Bring your forearm down onto the mat. And then press through that forearm and take a lovely big stretch to the other side. Really open up that chest. Make sure you're pressing down through here and getting that big stretch up underneath the armpit. Taking a reach through the fingertips. Pressing through that forearm, straightening through the top arm. Dropping into the hips. And then bring yourself all the way up. Should feel like it's a little bit more open now. Lift up tall. Inhale, lift tall. And then exhale, go up and over. Inhale, up. Exhale, go up and over. Get a little bit deeper. Keep the arm glued to the ear, keep the arm straight. And then up. One more time. Up and over. And wrap your hand around the top of your head. And then bring the elbow towards your feet. And then the elbow up to the ceiling. Open up the chest. And again, elbow down to the feet. Take that lovely big stretch. And then elbow up to the ceiling. Opening more. You might find that you're a little bit more open on one side than the other. And just work into it. Take your time. You might feel there's a little bit of a stretch around the hips. So you might be a little bit tight in your hips. One more time. Ooh. Lift it up, open it up, and then lift the hand all the way up and bring it down. Bring yourself onto your hands and your knees. Gently after that one, because that one's quite an intense one. So I always feel like you just got to be really careful after it. So keep your knees underneath your hips and your hands underneath your shoulders. You're going to round the back, look into the belly, and just let that spine drop down, opening up. And then lifting the head gently, letting the bum stick out behind you. Make sure you're not pinching your lower back, you're still lifting your abs. And again, round the back, pushing through the little finger to really root the shoulders onto your back. Lift up through the spine, let your head just dangle. And then lifting your head, sticking your bum out behind you. Now on this next one, keep your toes curled under. Press through the toes, press through the hands, round the back, look into the belly. Pike your bum up for a little downward dog, just holding it there. Reaching out through the heels and just walking on your spot. And then walking on the spot. Just keep your legs straight as you can, and try and walk your feet towards your hands. Now, if you can't walk in, just walk on the spot wherever you're at. Wherever you're at. And then if you can get in towards your hands, great. Just bring your heels together, toes apart. And just let yourself hang down here. Be careful if you're feeling lightheaded after all that stretching. It might be a little bit too much, so just keep yourself down on the mat. If you can, just keep your heels down, pressing down, pulling your body in tight. You should notice that you're able to get your forehead a little bit closer towards your knees this time. And then just let your arms dangle. Bring your right hand towards your left elbow, left your hand towards your right elbow, and just let your arms dangle here. Just taking a breath in and breath out. Just letting your body dangle. And let your arms dangle towards the floor. Keep your heels pressing together strongly. Lift the stomach away from your thighs like we did with the spine stretch earlier. And then start to roll up through your spine. Watch that your head doesn't come up. Keep your head and your arms dangling. Keep them heavy. Pull the stomach in towards your spine to open up that lower back. And then you're going to roll vertebrae by vertebrae all the way up into a standing position.